Okay, let's get started.
Just raise your glasses high. This one's sweet.
Turtle time.
Harry Styles just got diagnosed with disco fever. That's right, 40 years after disco died a horrible death at Kaminsky Park in Chicago, Harry Styles is now resurrecting its corpse and letting it live again. His new album is titled The Adventures of Harry the Disco Man, and it's coming out in March to bring disco into our lives. Amy, are you going to be taking out your bell-bottoms from the closet when this album arrives on March 6th?
I never put them away.
Me neither.
I'm not really a Harry Styles stan though, but
Right.
are you?
No. But well, I like a couple of his songs. But I'm like you just said. I felt the same way. They've been burning a hole in my closet. I've been looking at them every month since 1979, waiting for who's going to resurrect it. Because I remember when DJ Steve Dahl did that Disco Demolition Night. Do you remember?
Horrible time for culture.
It was awful. He was horrible. They were running big bulldozers over Bee Gees albums and stuff. I was like, this sucks so bad. And I was ashamed. And I put my disco hat and stuff in the closet, never to be seen from again. But I've always been waiting for the time when it can come back. So I'm excited about this.
I was, I don't have anything against Harry Styles, but
Right.
I was kind of okay with him being gone for a while.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I can't speak to. I don't know. You'll wonder why I'm talking about him at the start of the episode. But yeah, I don't really have a huge, strong affinity for him either. I just thought this was interesting news. Disco in a big way. Disco. I think that is the first time somebody said like, disco is back, right? I mean, we've had
For
disco
the first time since Studio 54.
It's just interesting. I don't know, culturally, I'm interested to see how we're going to all receive this. Will his fan base be ready to go back into the disco world? Will they be watching that Bee Gees documentary on HBO to see the history of it? Saturday Night Fever.
They're ready.
They
All
are.
my friends saw him at I think it was the Forum where he performed, and there was about 3 inches of feathers on the floor from everyone wearing boas to copy his signature style.
Really? Oh, you said it was 3 feet of feathers everywhere at this concert because people are so trying to emulate his famous boa, big boa
Yes.
necklace.
Isn't he dating Zoe Kravitz?
Damn. Let me check.
I know
Let me
they've been
check.
seen out and about across the globe.
Harry Styles. Remember? Oh, now that I'm reminding myself of Harry Styles. Remember when we all thought 3 years ago during that movie for Don't Worry, Darling,
Yeah.
where Harry Styles was walking across the aisle and he went over Chris Pine's head and he dropped a big, huge spit bubble on his head.
We'll never know the truth.
I couldn't believe that. Chris Pine laughed it off and he said, no, it wasn't spit at all, but it looked so much like he did some huge spit. No, it's rumor. It's a rumored relationship, but Lenny Kravitz officially gave his blessing on Kiss 95.1 yesterday. So whether or not it is happening, at least that Lenny Kravitz endorses it.
Good. Did you see Don't Worry, Darling?
Yeah, I did. I thought it was really,
what a
really
twist.
I thought it was really bad. I
Horrible.
don't remember the twist. They
It's
were robots, or-
AI,
Oh.
like VR.
Yeah, I thought that was. Yeah,
He
I
was
didn't-
like jerking it to visions of Palm Springs and making his wife be a housewife, even though she was like a nurse or something.
Oh, right. Did you like it?
No.
Oh yeah, yeah. I thought it was. Yeah, I know. I thought it was pretty bad, but I didn't give it a lot of attention. I was kind of not being like I wasn't the most willing participant to be watching it, but I didn't think it was very good. But all that to say, okay, all this stuff to say that we're not the biggest Harry Styles fans, but I'm excited to see what the hell he does if he can bring this genre back in March.
A lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure. Great. Well, that was the celebrity news. Oh, except did you see that Sophie Turner is going to be the new Lara Croft in Tomb Raider?
We're doing it again.
Yeah, another
This is the
iteration.
third time.
Yeah, but when you got a property like that, you resurrect it a few times. You have to. It's a series now. It's not just films.
Mhm.
It's
It's a show.
Yeah, it could be more interesting now that
What's
you have
it
a little
on?
more time. I think it's Amazon Prime.
Mm.
But now that you have a little more time with Lara Croft and you're able to spend a little more time in the archaeological sites and all this kind of stuff, I think having a little more room to breathe is going to allow that character to blossom in a big way. It's Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Oh, she's finally doing her work for Amazon, huh?
Yes, I think so. I remember hearing those reports too. But she's back, and so I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting to have, to take one more at bat, or what do they say in baseball?
Phoebe Waller-Bridge was like, "Shit, I have like 7 days left on this deal. I have to come up with something." And she was watching TNT and was like, "I'll just do Tomb Raider."
Something like that. Yeah. Also, I was thinking just now off the cuff. So if I'm wrong, strike me dead. But she was in Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny. And if there's anyone that has a similar aesthetic to Lara Croft, if I know the video game well enough, that she's sort of an archaeologist digging up tombs and looking for weird stuff similar to Indiana Jones. So it's quite possible that Phoebe Waller-Bridge said, "Hey, there's another person that does shit just like this."
I feel like I was the only soul on earth that saw that movie, and I enjoyed it.
I know. I've heard. I think people are coming back to Dial of Destiny. I never, as one of the biggest Indiana Jones fans in the world, I haven't even watched it yet. So that kind of shows. Yeah, I know.
Archimedes.
I thought the intro, I watched the first 20 minutes and I thought it was astounding. I was really excited when they pull the bag off Harrison Ford's head, spoiler alert, and he's young.
Youngified. Yeah.
I was like, this is cool.
It's like, I remember watching it, when was that, like 2 years ago now?
Yeah.
I remember being like, we're almost there. Like we're on like the cusp.
Yeah.
Like it's a little funky still, but really close to the, what do you call that? De-aging.
Yeah, one of his eyes was like going way up in his head or whatever. It was a little uncanny valley. Like they still didn't get it right. One eye was like way bigger than the other. But other than that, we've gotten so much better than like Irishman, for example.
Yeah,
some of the worst de-aging Hollywood has ever seen. But anyway, well, congrats to Sophie Turner. Let's see if she can pull the rabbit out of the hat again with this franchise.
She's done it again.
She's great, but now I'm out of celebrity news. I want to talk about this Bravo news.
There's a lot.
Some big stuff. Let's get this first one out of the way. Luann DeLesseps was seen kissing majorly in Cancun with her boyfriend. Did you see this boyfriend and did you see these photos?
I did. Very spicy. She's wearing an itsy bitsy bikini. She looks fab.
She really looks great.
I don't know if it was because she didn't, it was paparazzi pics. And whatever account posted it, I saw Kyle Richards was like, looking great, Luann. Like everyone was like, hell yeah, girl. Oh,
everyone was so excited. It has 100% affirmation rate on Instagram. And these are, like you said, I mean, I don't think we can do it justice just with our voices, but it's hot as hell. These are really, really passionate kissing. And there's one photo where it's just both of their heads over the water and you're trying to even imagine what could be going on underneath the water in a way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Luann has no limits.
No. So these are good. And these made the rounds. I mean, this is top of the news heap as of this recording. This is a big story. So congrats to Luann and Robert, her boyfriend, who I don't know. I don't know this guy.
I don't know him. But happy for her.
Me too. And then did you want to say, before we get to the heavy hitters, did you want to say that news that bubbled up on your radar regarding a certain New Jersey legend?
Oh my God. Yeah, this morning, as of that I just checked, Teresa Giudice, or Giudice, whichever you prefer, posted a photo of a rendering of a restaurant. And she says that Gia is partnering with a friend to open a new restaurant, I believe in Westwood, New Jersey, and is having Teresa as a consultant across the board on the food, the vibe, the decor. I don't really know what that means. Like, is she paying her? Can she call it her own restaurant as well? Or she's just like, Mom, I need your help. But the most interesting thing was that she tagged Big Fish Entertainment, which apparently someone on Twitter did the work and said that they're owned by the same company that does Evolution Media, which does Vanderpump Rules. So,
wow.
Does that mean that they're going to have a show about this?
Wow. Or maybe even testing the pilot like testing, like, could this be good? Could this be entertaining? It's all interesting. I mean, it really makes, you could almost have a bunch of different branches of conversation about this if you wanted to. If you wanted to. This concept art for the restaurant, I don't think words truly could do this thing justice. It looks really good. The 2 floors, that patio that's sort of do you see the patio on the top with those lights?
Yeah, I mean, they must be spending like millions on this.
Yeah.
So I'm curious what the plan is here. I don't know that I need more Gia on my television screen necessarily. So I don't know. But yeah, when I click through to this girl, Maria, who she's supposedly partnering with, it says restaurateur, commercial real estate developer.
Oh,
So,
that's great. Yeah, I'm looking at there's a lot of hazards in this construction site. I'm really hoping that they put rails on these stairs, because right now there's this big open sort of section that anyone could fall off and get really hurt. So I'm hoping that they haven't done. I hope that there's still some code stuff that they're going to be adhering to in here, because right now it looks very dangerous with these ladders and everything. But I'm excited for this. And could you imagine Teresa's menu items?
oh my gosh, yeah, I have to go back and consult my copy of Skinny Italian.
Right.
See if
Yeah.
anything comes from there.
I thought of something, kind of snarky to say. I know what they won't be serving as dessert: sprinkle cookies like Melissa made that one time.
Or maybe they will because they're friends again.
Oh, right. Oh, I retract my snarky statement. They could. It could be the ultimate olive branch to say, hey, look at how buried the bridge, or how unburned this bridge is. We are serving sprinkle cookies.
Exactly.
What was the cookies that she liked? Sorry to go back.
Pinoli cookies.
Right, of course. I remember.
But the perfect transition is that Teresa's going to be busy because she's also going to be on the ultimate girls trip road trip show.
You were right. You said it first. That was a perfect segue. I am just pulling up this cast right now. Andy announced this road trip cast, I think yesterday or 2 days ago as of this recording, and I think this is sort of the dream cast that all of these UGT shows have been wanting, but they never fully went there, because to my mind, these are all of the OGs of every franchise in
Right.
spirit. And people will quibble. People will say, no, you're wrong. But Teresa from New Jersey, you got to admit Teresa is somehow, in some way, essential to the New Jersey legacy. Giselle, considered absolutely the OG of Potomac. Luann for Roni,
Yeah.
really shameful for new iteration of Roni.
Yeah.
To have Roni be represented by Luann, if you can imagine that. Vicky.
Yeah.
Kyle Richards for, of course, come on, we have to admit, for Beverly Hills. Lisa Barlow, contentious now for Salt Lake City, and then Portia for Atlanta.
Right.
Pretty great cast. I mean, those are the top tier cast members of each of those franchises.
Nene?
Well, Nene is going to be great word to provide fodder for conversation. Nene is going to be in Atlanta getting picked up
they're
by
gonna
the
visit
bus.
them.
Yeah, so she's going to have a certain portion of the show, and that's going to be her gracing our televisions again in a smaller way.
Okay.
To just, I think, like we talked about last episode, to dip a toe back in the water, but she's not going to represent Atlanta,
Right.
I guess, as the face of it.
I saw when she did that post about coming back, Andy said, we couldn't celebrate 20 years without you, which honestly makes me absolutely sick that the Housewives have been on for 20 years, because I've been watching them the whole time.
Yeah, I don't have that same feeling. I haven't lived 20 years like you. So, but
so long.
I can't even imagine, what that feels like. But what do you think about this cast?
It's good. It's solid. It really is crazy that they just now relegate Luann to this underbelly
Really?
of these random shows. They just have her on speed dial, basically, which I guess good for her. She can maintain a lifestyle. I'm glad for that. And it probably keeps up her tour business. She can do her cabaret throughout the year and then do these little one-offs. But it's like they're lucky to have her.
Absolutely. This is now I'm thinking about it. This is her fourth. This is her fourth spin-off franchise. She had Crappy Lake. She had Love Hotel. She had the UGT that we watched, the Roni reiteration of Roni Legacy. And now I think we have Road Trip. She's she's been every single year that she's been off. She's had some sort of franchise that she's tied to. So that really shows her power. And when I say OGs, I actually meant philosophically the center fruit bearers and symbol holders of their franchise, not just OGs. These are obviously, for the most part, mostly OGs. Well,
you can be like a spiritual OG.
Yeah, these are spiritual OGs, but I think that they are. I think you could arguably, these are the center symbol holders for each of their franchises. That's what was astounding to me. And I bet there is some moaning and screaming over at Salt Lake City when Lisa Barlow got that call for Road Trip. I have to say that.
No, I mean, I think it's a really funny mix. It'll be entertaining. Does it say when it's coming out or no?
I don't. Shit.
Probably not.
No, I have no clue. Shit. No, I don't even. No, I don't have a date even close. I don't know.
Portia, he announced it on Watch What Happens when Portia was on. And Trader spoiler, if no one's watched, she got eliminated first. Or like not first, but already. Which is a real bummer to me because I was she was one of the main draws for me. She's very entertaining. And unfortunately, Michael Rappaport stayed longer than Portia, which is a real problem for me.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, people are really grappling with Michael. They have they're really grappling with his presence on that show. I haven't watched Traders yet. I think I'm going to watch it. Will you recommend it this season? Should I?
But I think it's fun, but if you're not particularly into it already, I don't know that this will change your mind. I'll just say that.
Would I be eating crow and big humble pie? Because I see a lot of memes being like, Rinna is so fun. She's bringing it. This is a Renaissance is happening on Traders. Did
you coin that?
I think so. No, I think I've seen that go. Rinna, I think Rinna-Sance is happening, and I'm one of the biggest detractors of Lisa Rinna. Is she sort of exactly what you've expected because you've always kind of been partial to her, or what do you think?
I don't think it would change your mind.
Okay, all right. I sent you that one thing where she was like, "It's Andy Cohen's baby shower part 2," and I was like, "What the hell? Like, you still think about that baby shower? You love? I sent it to you because I know you love it, but I was like, you still think about it like that because you danced on the table for 5 minutes? Like,
oh yeah, her claim to fame. My favorite thing that's happened on Traders so far is there's a moment where Well, I don't want to spoil it for you.
You can, and just go 30 seconds for non-traders heads.
Okay.
If you want to,
do you know who the traders are?
Yeah. Most of them.
Okay. Candace from Potomac. They need to do something out of sight. They need to go get a tarot card from the room that people are in, but without people finding out that they're traders. So she has to distract, and she just out of nowhere makes the entire house do a conga line.
That is very funny. Megan told me about that moment, and she said that a bunch of Survivor people who have podcasts were so pissed because they said it was so blatantly, suspicious or whatever. It sounds very silly. I would watch it just for that.
She was like, "You know what we should all be doing right now? A conga line." And she's just like, da, 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 da. It's like absolute nonsense.
You would think if you found out who did that you would know that they were immediately a traitor.
Yeah, I'd be like, I'd vote them off immediately. I'd be like, that's insane.
That's really funny. I have a friend who watches these shows as a competition-minded person, and he gets so pissed at all of the Bravo celebrities because they just do not give a shit about the game and don't play
the gamers are
properly.
better.
Yeah.
But the show would be DOA without the Housewives,
absolutely.
I say.
All of the viral moments happen because of the Bravo celebrities. They have personalities and they're fun to watch. Speaking of Bravo celebrities, speaking of two Bravo celebrities that we used to talk about a lot, I'd say 2 years ago, we were I was talking about him. You were talking about him. We might have the official end of Scandoval. That's officially reported on Turtle Time exclusively right now. This is the end of Scandoval. 2 days ago when this news came out, Ariana, Madix, and Tom Sandoval have settled this shared house nightmare that they've been undergoing since March 1st of 2023. They've been dealing with this forever, and it looks like the judge has the summons in their hands right now. And if by February 30th, if that house gets sold and Tom Sandoval adheres to a bunch of these rules, it's the end. The house is officially settled. I don't know lawyer stuff at all, but
did it say? Because the little blurb I read, I only, of course, read the screenshot and did not look any further.
Yeah, of course, me too.
It said, page 6 can exclusively reveal that the exes reached an agreement. So it's the satisfactory completion of specific terms within 30 days, blah, blah, blah. But the part I read didn't say anything about whether they agreed to sell or if they agreed for him to buy her out, or it just sounds like they agreed on something, and that as long as they both go through with what is outlined, that they will be settled. But it didn't say what the agreement was.
Right. You're right. And I'm looking at TMZ to sort of look at two sources at once, as if we're sort of like in a newsroom. And yeah, I don't see anything that says he must sell. It's just that Tom Sandoval must abide by certain terms by February 30th to make this official, or January 30th to make this official. So very interesting what that will entail. Did Tom Sandoval get to keep the house, or, and pay enough money? I kind of imagine that the house has to be sold, and they agreed to the terms in which it should be sold, and they both get a 50-50 split of it. That's what
I actually cannot believe that he's still living there / how he can afford it. I have to imagine that if they sold, he should be relieved. Like, he should just, maybe if Jax has stopped paying for his little townhouse, he could take over that lease and just do that.
You're right. Oh, you're right. Yeah, you'd think that this house would be like horrible for him, but he loved it. He kept talking about it. Remember that gym? Sandoval kept talking about that gym that he had in it. I think, and also, like, what if like Victoria had moved in? I thought I saw like sources saying that like they were living together and stuff. So like they're gonna both have to reaffirm their relationship and move in together, possibly, if this house gets sold. So very interesting. Do you think him and Victoria are doing okay?
I'm sure they have a very healthy, beautiful relationship. I don't even think it's a good time to sell.
No,
I
don't know either.
We'll keep an eye on that. Our ears are on the ground. We'll report back when we know more.
Oh, my ears are so tapped into this story. So every single update is going to be captured by Turtle Time. And then lastly, we got to talk about this set photo from Andrew Garfield and Jude Law on the set of Wild Things, portraying Siegfried and Roy. This is the first still that we've seen of them on set, and it looks wonderful. You have to see this photo. It's one of those photos that I won't be able to do it justice.
It must be seen to believe.
It is awesome. It has. You won't believe this. Jude Law, I believe, is Siegfried. Andrew Garfield is Roy, and Andrew Garfield is drinking a Dunkin' Donuts coffee, and they're having a little like break. And I bet you they're about to go film like pretty soon, right after this. So I'm excited. I didn't know this movie existed, but I'm very excited to see Wild Things when it comes out.
It's going to be on Apple.
Oh my God! Okay. All right. Well,
I'm an Apple head these days. We've been binging Slow Horses. That's where I'm at in my life right now.
That's awesome.
It's fun.
I'm an Apple head. I have an Apple head Chihuahua named Archie. But I also love getting Apple occasionally. So tell me about. Well, let's move on very quickly after this. But tell me about Slow Horses. I watched the first pilot. I watched the pilot. I thought it was great.
Yeah. Freaking Gary Oldman plays this disgusting MI5 agent who is the GOAT. He's very dirty and stinky.
Yeah.
And passes wind a lot.
Oh yeah, there's a compilation. I don't want to get too gross, but there's a compilation of him passing wind. Almost in every episode, he tries to pass wind, and they said
It's
that.
insane.
And he's method too, so he's doing it. And the director keeps saying like, "Please, can we not do this anymore?" But he's like producer on it, so he's allowed to pass wind whenever he wants.
Yeah, I keep approximating him to fat bastard.
Yeah.
He'll just be like, he'll be having a very serious conversation. He'll be like, "Watch out, because I just had a lamb vindaloo that's about to make its presence felt."
Yeah, it's crazy. That house, Slow House or whatever it's called, must stink horribly with that guy running around doing that
but
kind of stuff.
The seasons are like 6 episodes, the British
cool.
way. So we've watched like 3 seasons in a week and a half.
That's awesome. It appeals
I love having
to
a
me.
show.
Oh, me too. I miss having a show. Megan and I can't watch shit together anymore. There's just nothing that I'm like, I want to watch The Chair Company. And Megan's like, what the hell are you talking about?
We watched that. It was great.
Oh my God. Don't get me started. I love Chair Company. You got to have a show, like you said. So will I watch Slow Horses someday? I really hope so. I couldn't believe that elaborate in the pilot, the only episode I've seen, that elaborate training session where I couldn't believe my eyes. Spoiler alert, but I was like, they do this in MI6?
It comes up to this day, his shame over that.
Really?
Like all the way into the 3rd season, like, you're that asshole who fucked up the training.
Oh, he was so shamed. All right. Well, all right, I'll watch it someday. I'm glad you have a show to watch like that. That's so fun.
And that guy, whatever his name is, that fucked up the training, is an Ella McKay.
Really? Whoa. It all comes back to Ella McKay. That's great. Well, that was okay. So celebrity news, Bravo news, back to celebrity movie news. I'm so glad. But I think you and I have a duty to the Turtle Time audience to recap Southern Charm first. Which
Foul play.
Foul play. And if you
with a W.
Right. And everyone, the minute we say it, you say, oh, because there were chickens in it, which are called fowls. Sometimes this has a lot of chicken-related stuff in it because Salley, after being sort of interested in starting a life with chickens after talking to Craig about farm life kind of stuff, like bees, she is going full speed towards getting chickens. And so she immediately bought a chicken coop after one of the last times they talked about chickens, and she's setting it up with her friend outside of her house.
Right. Yeah. There's a scene coming up where her and Craig go pick out the chicks and they put them in the little to-go box, and then she brings them home, and then they have to be in a little other thing before they go in their coop. And I'm just going to say it now. I really hope that she is thinking about the responsibility. I cannot have another dog on Vanderpump Rules situation. I know she's responsible. She's like works in she has a serious job that she maintains, but she also likes to party a lot. She's out till all hours. I'm like, I just hope she's taking this seriously.
I thought the same thing. I was like, I'm with you completely. And I will say it's probably easier, I would think, to take care of chickens than it is a reptile that needs that like habitat with that big, like, Tom Schwartz was so negligent, I think, at that time in his life. So he is as responsible, I think, for dogs' death. But I don't think Salley will be like that with the chickens. But I was wondering if she would have still bought the chickens if she knew what Craig's response was going to be, because I felt like this was sort of a bonding thing for them. But I bet she's going to have...
They should have had that conversation before she picked out the chicks.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to see the status update on the chickens. I think that's what we're both getting at. How are they doing today, 6 or 7 months later? We don't know. Okay. So wait, we start out. Okay. Oh, right. So while she's crafting the coop, it's a really good chicken coop. Really nice.
Very nice.
I would be like, if I was a chicken, that would be the coop that I'd want to start laying eggs in. And then she's kind of talking about how maybe she wants to get more serious with Craig. She's like, I'm looking for serious stuff. Cut to the joke is on Salley in a way, because Craig is showing up to Charlie's gallery, and he's like surprising Charlie because Charlie didn't think anybody would come. She's having a gallery exhibition. And he says, hey, I love the way Charlie looks at me. She gives me these smiles. I'm going to invite her to oyster shucking off a boat. I forget what kind of event it was, like a oyster boat shucking adventure. And it's clearly labeled as a date, and Charlie says yes to it.
Right. Yes. She, I don't know. She keeps kind of, I feel like Charlie's kind of flip-flopping on if she even likes Craig. It seems like she's willing to entertain it, but she's not particularly into him. But I guess we'll see more of that once they actually go on their date. We get a quick touch base with Madison, who's freshly in her new house, organizing. Brett is in Sacramento, and she's planning. She's going to have all the ladies over for a sleepover, which is the big event at the end of this episode.
That'll be huge for the future of this episode. Right? Right?
Major.
It's one of the main events, Madison sleepover.
Yes. We get a boys' date, Whitner and Austin. I loved this. Austin ordered, this place had a little personal pitcher, and it's like a pint of beer, maybe a little bigger, but it's in the shape of a pitcher of beer. And then you just drink the little pitcher yourself. And I was like, how charming.
That is so cool. I was looking all over that bar because I liked the aesthetic of it. It was called the Royal American, and so that looked pretty awesome. With that,
we need to keep a
picture.
grand list of everywhere they go that seems cool.
I say this all the time though, but I'm like so surprised that they can still go to new bars and restaurants. It just seems like Charleston is like the oasis of different random cool bars and restaurants. They go to a new place. 3 new places every single episode. I don't think I've ever seen a repeat, maybe in the earlier seasons, but it's Whitner and Austin at this place.
Yes.
Whitner's like, this guy, Austin, likes to talk to me because I don't judge him very much, but I think Craig judges him a lot. So Whitner's like, this is how I fit in. I'm kind of non-judgmental, and I just listen to Austin when he's talking.
Yeah, he's the chill friend. Austin is going off about his cats. He's like, because Bacchus, the dog, is there. He's like, you're pretty cute. I'm more of a cat guy nowadays. I'm a cat dad. And his lock screen is the cats already. And he could have talked all day. He goes, Martini's a runt, and Piper is the long-haired beauty. I want to make sure I get that right.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like, don't get me started. I'll talk about my cats all day. And I was like, Austin, I love you.
Yeah. He was like, shut me up. He goes, I could go on all day about Piper versus Martini. And then he goes, Whitner, guess what? I'm okay with Craig, but he said sorry, but. And I don't like sorry buts. We know that from Vanderpump Rules. Tom Sandoval is a big sorry but guy. And Whitner goes, the way you're talking about this is like a rivalry between you two. I mean, your friendship sounds like a relationship. And Austin goes, Whitner, you hit the nail on the head. I feel like I've been in a relationship with Craig for a long time. So it didn't really work, that apology that Craig did at Patricia's beautiful dinner. He's not really that over it. It seems.
Right. Yeah, he's like, things just aren't like they used to. It used to be so easy between us. And I've been getting a lot of both in regards to heated rivalry and just in general, like romance mashups about Craig and Austin, how they can't quit each other.
Yeah.
Which I've been enjoying.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's a complicated friendship. They've known each other for so long, and they really push each other's buttons, and they know how to do it. They can't just really. They have this wall that's been built between them, and they can't get back to the love that was the root of their friendship. Okay, I don't know how much of this Venita, Leva, Rodrigo, Molly
The
lunch.
B Squad.
Yeah, I guess some might say, but they have they have a lunch, and they say, "Oh, Leva's there." I said that. I guess that's huge for people who want to see Leva
For Leva
again.
heads.
For Leva heads are happy. And she goes, guess what? She goes, Sally, I'm hearing all this Sally stuff. Sally is not a girl's girl. And Molly is like, that might be the case. And Leva goes, no, it is the case. And Leva knows Sally distinctly, she knows her well enough because of her history on Southern hospitality, which we sort of forget because that's not a touchstone for us.
Did we talk about, we don't need to get into it, but it seems like Allie Luber is moving to Charleston and like will be on Southern hospitality.
Oh, really? Oh my gosh. I try not to think too much about that. But
they really just don't want to give that shit up. They're like, no, it has gold, we swear.
Southern hospitality.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're really trying. Yeah. I mean, At this point, anything will help. So I bet Allie Luber would skyrocket to the top of the charts over there. It'd be like a star walking among them. So who knows? I mean, I guess at this point, you can't hurt Southern hospitality. So great that Allie's there. But they do let out a tidbit, I think. They kind of get the ball rolling on the Salley. Oh, the Salley Vanita stuff. Like Vanita can't believe that Salley abandoned her as a friend. She's dealt with this in the past. And then they all remark that Craig is never gonna like marry or date Salley in a long way. They don't think that Craig is in the space to do that. And also Rod says something interesting. He goes, Craig already said that he will never date someone that slept with Shep at some point. So
that, she's out on her ass on that one. But yeah, I got a little bit of like, not to be rude, but like loser table talking about the popular kids. Like, I'm like, all you have to talk about is the other A cast when you guys get together is kind of a bummer to me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of what I talked about, I think, or we both talked about last season. There's just kind of a stark divide between the powerful players on Southern Charm and some of the others.
Did you see Queens of Bravo was like, "Love us back"?
Yes,
I was like, what am I not getting?
I don't get me started on Queens of Bravo's takes. I will never.
She's
understand.
like our shadow. I just read that Naomi Klein book, Doppelganger, and it's about like the like yin and the yang of like these. And I'm like, I feel like Queens of Bravo just like has the opposite view of every single thing that we think.
Yeah, in almost every way. And then like the 10% that we like overlap, I get so excited. I share it with you. I'm like, holy shit! Like something that I kind of agree with. But yeah, it's an alternate universe over there. Okay, then back to Chicken Coop plucking.
Yes.
Barnyard
feed.
Yes. They have a classic barnyard dog that's hanging out. This dog was so sweet.
Cute.
Yeah, it was like rubbing its back, going, pet my stomach. Not talking, but just sort of, it wasn't talking at all, but it was sort of like displaying that behavior. And then they pick out 3 little chickens, like we talked about. And then they did go like, do chickens come in threes? Craig goes, which came first, the chicken and the egg? Or the egg? And then she goes, I go in hot and heavy, Salley says. When I want something, I see it and I take it. She goes, and that leads me to say something to you in that same spirit. I've been catching feelings. And Craig's like this by the chicken feed. He's like, huh? he waits for a full second. She goes, by that I mean I like you. She had to be even more clear. And he still looks like a chicken with its head cut off. No, not to keep doing chicken stuff, but he's paused. Like, huh? He can't believe this.
Yeah, she's like, to clarify that I'm thinking I could date you. And he goes, this part was kind of chopped up. It was weird where I was like, what was the problem that they couldn't just play it through? But he said something along the lines of that I don't see it. Like, I'm not seeing it. And he goes, we're just friends. And she goes, if you didn't see it, then why are we always going in the hot tub till 4 a.m.? And he's like, well, I thought for a while there maybe something would come of it, but it didn't. And so it didn't, which I guess is fine.
I thought it was totally fine. This whole conversation was fine to me. I felt like he was on just a completely different page than Salley. And the only evidence that we have that he was really attracted to Salley was that 4 a.m. hot tub night. But I don't think we ever found out explicitly that there was hooking up, even making out. Like, it was alluded to with Corey in the hot tub the second time they did it. But I don't know. At this point, I don't even know if they kissed, because that text message led me to believe something could have happened, but it didn't. But now that's 6 episodes ago. I think that happened at the very start of the season. So I kind of understand why that subsided for Craig. And I'm not sure why Salley is pulling on that as the one reference she needs to make of how he's been leading her on. I felt like it was like, they just have different opinions. And Craig is more attracted to Charlie at this point, but it's going to be a sticking point the rest of the episode that Salley thinks that Craig walked her like a dog on a leash.
Right. Yeah. I feel like they didn't kiss. I saw on to utilize her way she wrote it out. Queens of Bravo did, like, she always does the polls after, and one of them was the text where he was like, that was great. She said, I should have stayed. He said, you could have stayed, whatever. And her poll was, do you think that looks like flirting to you? Like, does that count? And I'm like, that's not the question. I'm like, of course they've flirted.
Yeah.
Like, they were talking very explicitly about like whether or not they were gonna hook up. Like, they definitely were having a flirtation, but whether or not that means that you then have to continue on and date someone, or if you could just say like, actually, I'm good. But he says this has never happened to him before, where someone thought that he liked them when he didn't, but he doesn't think he led her on, which I'm just like, I think later he sort of like shoots himself in the foot the way he talks about it, so she has a right to be mad. But for this, I'm like, they are having the conversation of whether or not to move to the next step, and he said no. So that's what it is.
That's what I agree with everything you just said, especially about the conversation where he says some ill-advised word choices there. But for now, I was like, this isn't that shocking. No one should be that shocked that Craig just nipped it in the bud at this point. I didn't see such shocking flirtation between them, besides that hot tub convo where he was looking at her for a second, where I was led to believe that he really had feelings for Sally. I feel like it's more in the edit even than it probably was in real life, because we probably haven't seen like hours and hours of footage where it's clear maybe that Craig isn't into Sally. And then we get a Charlie real quick. Charlie, now she's kind of in the middle of it because she was asked out on a date by Craig, and she knows that Sally has feelings for Craig, and it's a tough spot to be in, but she tells her mom about this on FaceTime, and her mom says, you're your own person. I'm sorry to Sally, but you do whatever you want. If Craig likes you, it's no fault of yours to just pursue that, which I thought was decent advice.
I groaned when I saw we were having another FaceTime with her mom. I'm like, is this just like all we have of her side life? Like, do I need to see her mom on FaceTime more than once in a season?
Oh, do you mean because like why can't you talk to other cast members? Or
I was just like, all right, like she just doesn't seem like she has that much going on.
Are you starting the revolution that Sally's a dud? Or I mean that Charlie's a dud?
Yeah, I think she just is obviously the apple of everyone's eye. So because the men are all interested in her and she's friends with Sally, it works. But herself, I don't know if we have much to look forward to.
My God. All right, you heard it here first on Turtle Time. Next up, Sally ultrasound with Madison. We get to see the face of the child within Madison from the ultrasound. Well, yeah, it's like that. It's like I don't think we got one of these super cool ultrasounds where you see the imaging of the face.
Yeah,
like
you
that.
just had the scary squid one.
Oh, I gotta share it one day. It's one of the scariest ultrasounds anybody's ever seen. We had to make sure everything was okay after we saw it. Penny was going like this. I'll do it on YouTube. She's going.
I literally screamed when you showed it to me. I was like, oh, "Dear God!"
It really was what probably if Rosemary and Rosemary's Baby had access to ultrasounds at that point, what she would have seen, and she would have been like, "Something's wrong. I think my neighbors are doing something weird." Okay, and then after that, Sally is now really telling us, "I want what Madison has. I want children." She goes, "This is my dream. You seeing your kid's face like this is my dream to have." And then she goes, "And guess what? I talked to Craig, and he says we're just friends." And Madison goes, "Oh, total fuckboy alert. My ears are ringing off the hook. A fuckboy just entered the premises. Fuckboy central." And I was like, really? That's fuckboy territory? I didn't see anything that constitutes a fuckboy. If he was a fuckboy, he would have had sex with Sally multiple times while pining for Charlie, and then said, "Oh yeah, I had feelings for you, but Charlie won me over. But thanks for all the sex that I had." Like
Right.
this is a pretty respectful drop off in terms of relationships. Being like, "I'm sorry, I wasn't feeling it. I'm more attracted to Charlie." So I don't know. Fuckboy enters into the universe at this point, and I didn't really think Craig in any way should be called
Right.
that for this behavior.
Yeah, Sally also is like, Vanita saw it from a mile away. I guess I should have listened to her. But then later when it comes up, she does not want to give her that credence later. So
No. Yeah, no, not very much so. When Vanita pulls the "I told you so." What about Craig and Whitner at this bar?
playing pool at this divey spot. The boys are having a night while the girls have the sleepover. So it's sort of it playing out in tandem. This is where we find out that Whitner says that apparently Austin and Sally are besties and they hang out all the time, which is news to us.
Yeah, it's like, where's that in the edit? Like,
Right.
you know, Craig is stunned. He's like, huh? He's like, I haven't seen them hang out once. He's like, I've never heard that before. That
Yeah.
they've been hanging out. So Whitner
You can
really
tell he's put off. I like when Craig is talking shit about Sally. He's like, she just lives her life out loud.
Yeah. Yeah. He goes, what does he say? He goes, she's just hot and fun and single and cute. There's nothing reminiscent of a tornado of chaos. Let's just go through their bar time the whole way.
Yeah.
And then Madison's sleepover. Shep got a huge marlin in Cuba, which we love. It's huge. He looks like Hemingway. It looks like the Old Man in the Sea before he got back to the island and that fish had been eaten alive. Do you remember Old Man in the Sea?
I've not read it.
Really? Can I tell you the
Really?
premise really quick?
Sure.
This old man goes out to the sea. He gets the biggest fish you've ever seen. It's the size of the boat. It's like 12 feet long.
Uh-huh.
And he's worked his whole life. It was so cool. He wants to have bragging rights. He starts to go back, and he gets lost, and that thing gets picked apart little by little to
Damn.
where by the time he gets back, all he has to show for it is a little skeleton fin. And he goes, "You got to believe me. You got to believe me. I caught the biggest fish." It's sad.
It's giving metaphor.
It's probably some of the most biggest symbolic fishes in literature besides Moby Dick. It's
Yeah.
hugely symbolic of whatever the hell Hemingway was talking about. But anyway, we go back to the guys go to a different bar called Share House. Which I think people really respond to. It's kind of a staple of Charleston. And Austin is questioning Craig about the relationship with Sally. He goes, "You're best friends with Sally, right? I see you two, you're thick as thieves." And Craig goes, "The truth is, I tried to spend time with Charlie, and Sally has to go everywhere." And Sally's basically like, whenever we have a private conversation, Sally's sniffing in the air going, "What the hell are you guys talking about over there?" You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah. And Austin won't let him get away
Yeah.
with this. He's like, Sally is adorable. She's the best person I know. And Craig is saying that he's worried that even though he let down Sally easy, that Charlie will now be concerned about hurting Sally's feelings. Also, I just want to say Charlie and Sally both having an EY are really confusing
I know.
me.
I already
when
I already said it.
Take my notes.
I know. I already said it too. I called Charlie Sally. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, Craig is like, Sally's like always causing trouble. She's a fucking tornado of chaos. And Austin's like, how dare you? And Craig again is like, you obviously can't celebrate my wins. I don't want to share anything with you because you can't just allow me to be single and having fun. And he leaves and he's like, this isn't how I thought tonight would go.
Yeah. He goes, "Sally's chaos. A huge tornado. She whirls into town and sucks you up and leaves you for dead." And I was kind of wondering, I don't want to be I've already defended Craig like 5 times, but I'm just like, Austin's like, he treats her like shit. He turns he opens the fridge and lets the fridge light bask on her, and then he closes the fridge door on her and leaves her wallowing in shade and darkness. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? What the hell? Like, at a certain point, we're gilding the lily here, right? Like, this is not that crazy. Like, is it? Is it crazy? We're scrutinizing Craig's every goddamn move like this.
Right.
I was like, it's a little too much.
Yeah. Well, it's also like Sally knew she was playing with fire. Vanita was like, I'm trying to warn you that he's not gonna pull through on this. And she's like,
fire though? Was it fire?
well, just like that it might not become of anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Right.
she was like, I'm just having fun either way. But then it turned out that she actually was capable of having her heart broken, apparently.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm a little misled by the edit because I just don't know how much is on the cutting room floor to properly establish the differing opinions on Craig versus Sally. I think it was chopped up enough to where we think that there was more of established relationship and that Craig was leading her on, but I didn't see it from the edit that we saw. But anyway, Craig is pissed because he's like, I finally talked about something fun, and I'm like, talking about oyster shucking with Charlie, and you are doing what you always do. You turn it negative and make it weird, so I'm leaving. But I really think that this is sort of like, this is probably, if you're a Craig, like if you already don't like Craig, this behavior is going to make you pissed off. Him calling her a tornado of chaos. That's not right. It was bad choice of words. Disparaging, and he didn't need to throw salt in the wound after already kicking her to the curb. So I didn't like that. And I also don't like him leaving when he gets pissed off. It's like, just stay and hang out. It would have been 10 times better if you would have showed up when they crashed the sleepover. It's like, you're doing a detriment to yourself by walking away from these conversations.
Yeah.
So,
talk about doppelganger. Vanita hates his ass, but she also leaves her event.
oh my God. Oh my God, she walked away.
I'm like, you're not helping yourself. I'm like, it's interesting because it seems like the network really likes her. And like, she was on Watch What Happens with Portia. She's always with Sierra. It seems like they're going to do something with her. If it's not, I'm not basing that on anything besides like my intuition. It feels like if it's not vibing on Southern Charm that they want to do something with her, it feels like they think there's something there. So yeah, I don't know if it's just that this group isn't hitting for her, but I'm like, episode after episode, I'm just like, you can't leave the second there's the most minor of conflict. So like at the sleepover, Madison is like, she brings up the Sally Craig thing, and Sally's like, he's making me feel insane. Like, I don't know what's going on. And Vanita's like, told you so. And she's like, yeah, I know. And I think Vanita goes, I forgive you. And Sally's like, why would you be mad? Like, what are you even talking about? And then she's like, I'm leaving. And I was like, what?
Yeah, I even, like, I think you could, obviously people leave when they get, like, when they don't want to encounter something, but I wanted Vanita to at least even say one more sentence as to how she was feeling. I think that it's really, for me, it's that almost in a way, Vanita's storyline here is almost unjustifiable to say out loud because she's just made it such a big deal of her hatred for Craig that Sally needs to, like, make her a part of every decision she makes in regards to Craig. So when Sally pushed back and just been like, why couldn't you just be my friend during this? Like, thanks for the I told you so. I understand. But like, she just doesn't understand where Vanita is coming from. And then Vanita doesn't justify herself, like, with the abandonment issues that she talks about or whatever. She just leaves before you can get to the root of the problem. And then Sally sort of pokes her out the door saying, like, you always leave so dramatically. Why the hell do you have to do that? And Vanita just keeps going. And this has already happened. I mean, I think we've seen this season already in the premiere episode when they wanted her to confront Craig. She ran away from Patricia's party as well.
Right. Yeah. Unfortunately, also Sally, I think, is the one who left last week, so they can just never get a word in.
Right.
But the boys are here to save us because they show up crashing the sleepover lit as hell. Austin is drunk enough to have his vape in hand, which I've never seen him have before, which I feel like is a marker of being lit.
Oh yeah. He's drunk and he grabs a big glass of wine and he starts saying, I would say probably, a bad game of telephone, even though I agree that what he said is accurate. The intent and the passion in which Austin imbued it with is not accurate at all, and not what Craig was trying to say. He goes, Craig was fucking pissed. It was like, about who? About Sally. He goes, she was fucking pissed. He's done. He said, you're a tornado of chaos that leaves a path of destruction wherever the fuck you go. He's over it completely. And I was like, I know he said those words, but that really wasn't what he was trying to say. It wasn't in me. I mean, do you think it was? I didn't think that he meant, like,
He was being messy.
Yeah.
I think he Austin made it sound even worse, but it's like, well, if you don't want that to get back, don't say it.
Yeah, you're right. And I did go back because I was like, did Craig say all this shit? And it was like, yeah, it was like 80% accurate. Like he did summarize it properly, but it just felt so much more dramatic and meaningful and mean spirited the way that he was telling it to Sally in that moment, I thought. And then that gets Sally to like, she was already pissed at him. And then now she's like, you flirted with me for months. What was all that hot tub at 4 a.m. shit? If you were doing that, now she's like, fuck you, loser. Like she's getting really pissed.
Yeah, she's like, I wish she was here so I could look him in the eye and say, fuck you. And then Rodrigo's like, and then there's the Charlie going on an oyster date of it all. And she's like, what? And Charlie's like, I mean,
She goes, I love oysters and the opportunity to
I
shuck
couldn't
them.
resist.
She goes, they're Long Island or they're longshoreman oysters, which I've always wanted to get. And so if Craig wants to go, it's a good thing for me to go at the same time. But also, I kind of do want to spend time with him. And it's like, well, so
Molly's like, yikes.
yeah, Molly does a total yikes face. And then she goes, Sally goes, I wish he was here now because I would slap the shit out of him. And if he wants to see a tornado, well, here I come. I'm a huge tornado now, and I'm going to rip across town to spiral him out of control.
Yeah. No, I did feel comforted by Rodrigo and Whitner were there. And whenever Austin would say something that Craig said, they'd be like, he did say that. He did say that. And I was like, okay, that even though I watched it myself, I was like, I need someone who was there to also confirm. But yeah, so Sally, it seems, is going to confront him next week. We'll see how intense that is. Also, it sounds like the Audrey breakup convo is nigh.
Yeah, he cracks his knuckles and he goes, I've got a tough conversation to get out of me. And then Craig and Charlie are making fun of Austin because he's talking to Sally, I think, at the bar, and Audrey is just like waiting for them to get drinks, and they're having like an intimate conversation.
Right.
It kind of now makes sense to me why Sally went so pro Austin on Watch What Happens Live when she was like, if you thought I liked Craig, wait till you see what the hell I'm like with Austin. I like him a lot. I was like, okay, because we were about to see the episode where Craig said he didn't like you, and now you're putting your proverbial chicken eggs, in another basket with Austin.
Right. I also have to throw in that I watched some of Watch What Happens with Vanita, and she said that she's like, she almost went as far as to say she's like dating Carl.
Wow.
She said that they are trying to see if it's like they're seeing if it's gonna work out or like if they're gonna move forward. Like they've seen each other a bunch of times. That's
huge. I knew there were rumblings of this relationship, but I hadn't really checked in. That's a big deal.
I was like, what? But I also feel like she sometimes doesn't. It's interesting that she's so like heed my warning to Sally because she was completely delulu about JT.
Yeah.
Although people think, I think he led her astray to a certain extent, but
we'll see.
I think there's something in the middle between what she thought was going on and what he thought was going on.
Yeah, we'll see. And you said something with Vanita and Sierra. I gotta give a huge congratulations. They are both in a new Panera Bread ad for bagels, and they played this game called Stack and Spill, where it's a bunch of bagel what are those bagel chips or whatever, and they're stacking them, and each bagel chip has a different phrase or something, like a game you can play, and it is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. So bagels are coming to Panera Bread as of now. So
when are we going to get our Panera Bread bowl spawn-conned?
Oh, I would love it. Oh, I'm looking at it now. I'm looking at the Panera Bread Instagram, and there is definitely a spot, I'd say, for you and I to start doing some stuff here. God. And they kind of, sorry to say this, but they really rode the wave of anti-bread sentiment, and now they're a part of a new bread wave where we now embrace bread in a huge way, and they were able to keep their name. Do you remember 8 years ago, they were going to take bread off their name and just be called Panera? You know what I mean?
COVID birthed the bread movement. Remember?
COVID rebirthed the bread movement. In addition to puzzles, a lot of people were baking huge sourdough loaves in the oven. Did you do that?
No.
Me either. I wanted a sourdough starter so bad, but I couldn't get my hands on one. I was like, God, I want a sourdough starter, but I don't have the right oven.
I can't be doing all that. It's too
Yeah.
precise for me. I'm not I'm like a dash of this, a dash of that kind of gal. I don't think I can bake.
They're going even more like as I look at their Instagram, they're leaning even heavier into bread. Sorry.
What about soup?
Yeah, no. They still like soup. They're very soup oriented as well. But this,
their main thing they have to get past is that they murdered multiple people with their lemonade.
right, and there's not even a semblance of when they did that murder. What was it called?
It was like hypercharged lemonade or something.
Guys, could you imagine that? Like, I mean, sorry, it's horrible.
Imagine if Panera took you down at the end of the day.
I mean, we all have those. That's like even Final Destination would be like, you can't write that. Like, we can't just have our characters walk into Panera Bread.
Saw a TikTok. I don't think it was Baja. Maybe it was Baja Blast. Or maybe it was something like Baja Blast. And the person recorded that the grate that you put your cup on when you're filling your soda.
Yeah, of course.
The grate under the Baja Blast was sizzled off.
From the soda? From how much soda pours have been going on? Under the Baja.
Like it's like acid.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. I don't really get Baja Blast very often.
Me neither. But I assume it's just the citrus, but I like to imagine that it's like so toxic that even metal doesn't stand a chance.
Oh my God, this stuff that we're eating. 2026 Panera announced that 2026 is the year of bread.
Wow.
So
I'll take up that mantle.
Yeah, so this is great. And they sell these stack and spill kits that Vanita and Sierra are selling. But anyway, that's a huge congratulations to them. That's a big win. And is there anything you want to say before we close the chapter on Southern Charm for the week?
No, I'm ready to move over to Beverly Hills, which I know you said at the start that you weren't a big fan of this episode, but when I was watching it, I was like, we're so back.
Oh my God. Let's really get into it. I don't know what the hell was wrong with me. I'll tell you my why I was distracted by thinking it was bad, but you saying that you enjoyed it will make me rethink it, I'm sure, as we talk about it. So they're still in Sedona.
Yeah.
What the hell was this episode called? Does it matter?
Not feeling the healing.
Oh, yeah.
Not feeling the healing.
Oh, damn. Yeah, no, and I get that. This makes sense because there's a lot of healing talk because a few people are going to go to the Vortex that Sedona is known for. I thought they were going to go to Slide Rock, but they don't. They're going to the Vortex, but only Erica, Tilly, Amanda, and Kyle and
Yes.
Sutton are going to the Vortex.
Yes. Yeah. Rachel, Bose, and Dorit go shopping and Kathy stays in bed. We are reminded that Kathy stays up to all hours of the night.
Yeah.
So she likes to sleep in and just chill during the day.
And she makes a lot of noise. Rachel said that she makes a lot of noise. She's like the person with the
Scooting around.
broomstick. Yeah, like pounding down with her legs and stuff. She just wanted a stay in bed day where she's watching the videos of her friends having fun and she's laughing at them.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. I just loved watching everybody shopping on this episode. It made me want to I also liked that everyone was sort of like butthurt throughout this episode where about the way it was planned and how like the dinner goes to shit. Like I just thought it was funny to watch it sort of fall apart.
Yeah, that was interesting. So I was thinking, okay, so this trip, a lot of people complain about this trip by the end of it, especially Erica. They're like, what is Sutton doing? Is this the introduction to Sutton Brown? Because Sutton Brown sucks at planning trips. I think that this is not a trip that Sutton wanted to have her name on. And so now that Monique
Oh.
statement in Potomac makes a lot more sense to me, that Sutton just let the producers do whatever the hell they wanted to do, a slapdash trip, and she didn't plan anything. And they said, well, if you're not planning anything, we're doing nothing for you all, and people are going to be pissed off. We're not hiring a chef. We're going to Mezzy Grill at the airport. Like, I think it was almost purposefully the production throwing Sutton under the bus by not doing a bunch of the shit, and I don't think Sutton gave a shit about this trip.
Well, it was interesting because at the first episode, I kept thinking when on Potomac, when Monique was talking about what a big responsibility the trip was and how Angel was flopping and put everyone in this shitty Airbnb or whatever, I was like, this is nothing like Sutton's buttoned up trip where they have the PJ, they all have like goodie bags, whatever. Like, I thought on the first episode that Sutton was really taking pride in this particularly, and then by the second episode it's like, oh yeah, like we have to cook for ourselves. I'm not even going to show up myself for dinner till Kyle kept saying repeatedly, she goes, it's 11 p.m. It's 11 p.m.
Yeah, she's like, what are we, at a rave? She couldn't believe how late they were staying up cooking chicken.
It was insane. I'm like, that's crazy. Even I'm a night owl, and that's still insane.
Even the second day, I like watched it again. I was like, what happens on the second day? And it was just shopping again, redoing shopping in a different part of Sedona, and then the dinner. That was it. Their full day was just another shopping trip. So I agree with you. I think every element of getting them there logistically was perfect, and it's a nice place. But I don't think Sutton put her name on anything in terms of planning. The Vortex was maybe
Right.
I don't even think that she planned the Vortex, because she didn't give a shit about it. I did what you say about the shopping, though. I did like peeking into these shops and seeing that like Swiss Army knife that was spinning around. And I really, really love that Dorit globe that you can put your hand under or over it. Did you see that? And it sticks in your hand. Have you ever seen
I
that
love
before?
that she bought that. Like, what the hell?
How does
I'm
that-
like, aren't you guys in like major financial strife? You can't be buying stupid shit like this.
Yeah, she spent like $1,300 at one point on just a bunch of globes that stay in your hands. How does that work?
It's like the eagle that sits on your finger at a Sharper Image or the Nat Geo store, or where you could buy the ball for your desk that you hit it on one side and it hits to the other side.
I must not have been allowed to
Or
play
the
with those.
kinetic glass, the thing that's like has the energy in the glass globe.
Oh, no. So see, I Sharper Image, like we talked about, I was only sitting in those massage chairs until they kicked me out. And then I don't think I was allowed to have any toys with kinetic energy. So it's kinetic energy. It's just sticking to your hand as you go around it. Is that what that globe does?
I think it's like filled with, it has an outside layer and then there's something on the inside and the thing on the inside is moving.
Okay. Oh, centrifugal. That one of those physical, or one of those physics. It's like a physic principle. Anyway, so then they're on the hike, and Tilly is talking, having fun. She's saying, "Cowboys always wear boots on hikes. Can you believe how far up we are? Look at those little houses." And Amanda goes, "Erica, does she always talk like this all the time, nonstop?" And Erica goes, "Yes." And that's why she's an Oscar-nominated actor, because we love to hear her talk like that. And then Erica is in her confessional, goes, "I don't know who the hell this millennial is, but that's Jennifer goddamn Tilly from Liar Liar and Bride of Chucky and a bunch of other wonderful shit." And so she thinks it's offensive and disrespectful that Amanda's calling her out.
There's an undercurrent throughout this entire episode of everyone talking shit about Amanda. Everyone hates her guts, which is fun for me to watch. She's really just seems awful.
Yeah, almost every time you spend more than a minute with her in the edit, she says something that is obnoxious and not fun. And it's recurring throughout this episode. There's a lot of different instances of her saying shit that nobody likes. They know that they have to do something here. And this is what I was, not that interested in. Kyle's like, "Erica, I love you so much. You're my best friend. What about this Dorit shit? Dorit can't believe that I'm not totally team her. But Mauricio told me that he even saw texts from Dorit to PK where Dorit is hindering his ability to see children. So I have a hard time taking only Dorit's side." And Erica goes, "Just stay out of it. Like, this is not going to be good.
Yeah,
Stop
I'm
talking
like,
to Mauricio about it. Like,
yeah,
it's not working."
I feel like Kyle feels a responsibility to see this story through. And I'm like, it's not worth it. Like, do something else. I'm like, it's never going to pay off. And then at the other, the shopping girls, they go to like get wine, and Dorit's talking about Kyle, and Bose is trying to be diplomatic. She's like, I feel like you're not quite letting Kyle in. And Rachel, because Dorit's saying, she just keeps sort of saying, we don't know exactly where PK is coming from. Like, maybe he's doing that, maybe he's not. And Rachel's like, I heard when she said that. I know what you mean. You just want her to have your back 100%. So it's just,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like, what good does Kyle think will come of her saying that there's two sides to the story? I'm like, you can think that, and you could talk to Mauricio about it, but it's not worth it to talk about it here.
Yeah, it's audience poison, or whatever how you'd say. Like, no one is going to be, only you and I, Amy, will be saying like, oh, wow, this is a valuable storyline. But it's like, no one likes this. No one wants to hear PK's side through this. No one wants to hear Mauricio on FaceTime talking about it. And I think Kyle explains why she's bringing this up, because she's like, well, that's all Dorit is talking about, which is code for, how am I supposed to have a storyline with Dorit when she's only slandering PK, and I have these feelings and I have to be honest with myself? But it's almost like, find a new storyline. Like, just shut down when Dorit talks about it. It's PK. It's not worth it for you to defend PK in this instance. I don't think. And that's what Erica's saying.
Right. And then Amanda is like, my time to shine has come.
Yep.
When they're at the house, she asks Kyle, she goes, what was Sutton's assistant's name? Was it like Avatar, like Avelina? Otter. And she's like, Avi? And she's like, oh yeah. One of my friends ran into him, and he was like, tell Amanda to call me and I'll spill the dirt on Sutton. And so she's like, I guess I should bring it up to Sutton. She has the right to know that he's doing this. So that comes up at the midnight dinner.
Kyle really gave the alley-oop to Amanda in this scene. She was like, oh my God, that is wonderful and scandalous and delightful. What a storyline. So interesting. That what that leads me to believe is that this was much worse for Sutton and Avi. You definitely would be a good friend to bring that up. I was like, this story sucks. It's so clearly Amanda trying to have a little piece of this, and Kyle really led the runway for her to go right up to Sutton and bring it up.
Yeah, but I love it. She's like, yeah, you totally should.
Yeah, maybe setting her up, knowing that Sutton will hand her ass, and then this is when, after this, we have this like disparity of dinner where we don't know, no one knows what the hell is going on. Kathy's like, was I supposed to make pasta primavera with pine nuts?
Yeah, to her, 11 p.m. is early. She's like, I'll be up till 4. So this is, and she's like, can you guys help me so that we could be done faster? So then we have Rachel Zoe cutting vegetables, which I'm sure is not her main usual state of being. Sutton's nowhere to be found despite being the host. And they're like, what the fuck is going on? And then later when she gets called out, she's like, who cares if I'm late? What are we on, a time clock here? And it's like, well, I mean...
In every way, yes.
I'm like, you kind of, when you plan a trip, should have people knowing when they're going to eat so that it doesn't bleed to midnight, but do you? Yeah,
hands were off. That's what I'm saying. My theory, I stand by it. She was just like, I don't have any, I don't give a shit about this dinner. This is not reflective of me in any way. Fourth meal.
Yeah. Yeah, fourth meal. They don't even have the chicken on the Barbie yet.
No.
Everyone's pissed about the idea of cooking. Kyle's like, I'm a really good cook, but I don't want to lift a fucking finger. I'm tired. They have Rachel Zoe with the knives out. Sutton's supposed to be malleting the chicken and putting it on the Barbie. She's not there yet. Tilly's like, this is bullshit. Like, we need to have a chef. None of us cook. She goes, some of us don't even eat.
Yes, that was great when Tilly was saying stuff like that. And she also at one point was like chastising Sutton. She's like, what the hell are you doing, Sutton? Let's not do this. Chicken is a through line through both of these episodes.
It's true. Sad.
You know what
From farm to plate.
From farm to plate. This episode, you could almost say, if Turtle Time went from farm to plate in a way, because now we're talking about chicken in this way. And is this when Amanda, now they all sit outside and Amanda brings it up.
Yeah, right before she brings up Avi, they keep in all of her annoying shit. She goes, she brings up Chanel Python bags, and she's like, I love Python. I have so many Python bags, so many. And they're all like, cool, who fucking cares, bitch?
Yeah, Tilly almost lets it out. She's like, whoa, very interesting, like kind of sarcastically.
I'm like, Jennifer Tilly is so rich. Like, don't try to impress her. I beg of you.
Whoa, when that Simpsons movie comes out in 2026, oh my God, Tilly's going to have a Brinks truck at her door,
Yeah.
forking over $10 million again. And then Amanda goes, kind of in I would say a frustrating way, just so apparent and obvious. She goes, guess what? She goes, did you have an assistant named Adi or Oppie? And she goes, yes, or Oppenheimer, because Oppenheimer was on the brain. This is 1 year anniversary of
My eyes see Oppenheimer.
my eyes. What a wonderful moment. That was so great. It almost made up for the Warren Beatty Moonlight flop when Al Pacino said that.
My eyes see Oppenheimer.
It was so fun. Al Pacino is a living legend. She goes, what was his name? Oppenheimer? And she goes, yes, that was an assistant of Oppie. What was it, Oppie? No, Avi. And she goes, guess what? My friend was at a dinner. This story is so convoluted that it's
it doesn't even make sense.
It's moot the minute it gets out of your lips because it doesn't make any sense. My friend was at a dinner and there was a man screaming at the top of his lungs about being Sutton's assistant, and he came over to my friend's table and said, if you need someone to talk shit, I'll be the source of all dirt about Sutton. Also, you should hire me because that would really stick in Sutton's craw. And it's like, huh? So no wonder Sutton's like, bullshit. This fucking smells like bullshit. I don't believe it at all. And then Sutton is reserved. She's like, huh, I don't care, nor do I want to inquire more. No further questions.
Yeah. She goes, you should hire him.
Yeah.
That wouldn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
And she's like, I just thought I should tell you because you should know that he's out here talking shit. And she goes, thank you for telling me, but it doesn't really affect me. And then Bose, you're not getting anything out of Sutton. She's like asleep at the wheel. She's like, no, like she's like gray rocking it or whatever they call that. She's like, I'm not giving this any, energy. And then Bose is like, how does it make you feel like that he's doing shit like that? And she goes, it doesn't sound like him.
Yeah.
And so like, oh, so you don't believe it. And she's like, I don't want to talk about this at all. Please, let's go to the dinner table. I am sick of this. And so she says when they go inside that she's like, I just was in a really bad place for a long time. They show a montage of all of her pissed off moments over the years. And she said that she had to talk to RHOBH for advice. And she realized that she was putting all of her anger from her failed marriage onto everyone else, and that she doesn't want to go back to that place. So she's like trying not to be negative.
Yeah. It's good. I think there's a Dorit moment too that's really sweet. Dorit is really giving Sutton the benefit of the doubt. I love that Dorit is not saying these things and talking shit behind Sutton's back. I think she, just like Sutton, wants a redo on their friendship or to start fresh, which I'm all for Sutton and Dorit becoming friends. Next morning, Eric is like, hey, she goes, guess what? Margarita time. I'm trying to get in the mood. Margarita, spicy. It's strong. I'm having fun. And then we found out.
But she's like not having fun. She's like, I need a fucking drink.
I think everyone hates this trip.
Everyone's pissed.
Bose is miserable because you could tell Bose is feeling sick. She's not having fun. She's going through all that stuff on her fertility journey. She's really miserable. You can tell. I think this is not fun. Rachel Zoe lost her luggage. And then Amanda wants a round two with Erica. She's got, Amanda is going for this for all it's worth, whatever she can get with Sutton right now in this moment. She goes, I think that I made Sutton pretty angry. And Erica goes, yeah, no shit. She's angry about that otter shit that you brought up. And she goes, well, you should have heard her this morning. And the clip of Sutton is kind of funny how rude Sutton is.
Yeah.
She goes, hey, Missy, I heard you were talking shit about me being late. We're in a vortex. Nobody gives a shit about time. Excuse me. I'm talking. We're in a vortex. It's like, whoa. Yeah, she was kind of pissed.
Yeah, Tilly narked out Amanda. I love Amanda keeps trying to find an ally, and everyone's like, not me.
Yeah, not me. Not me. And
Erica goes, she's like, yeah, it was just kind of like gruff the way she responded to me. It kind of hurt my soul. And Erica goes, it'll hurt less and less as the days go on. She like might as well. She should have been like ripping a cig. Like, you'll get used to it.
Totally.
And Rachel is like, yeah, this vacation sucks. My ideal vacation is sitting in silence, no one talking to me, no questions, being by the beach or the pool, white wine on ice, caftans all day. She's like,
Kinda
there's too much
nice.
shit going on here.
Add a book in there, and that's basically my dream. And replace
Yeah.
white wine with margarita, and you've got Riley's dream. But you would like the white wine.
Oh, she had me with the white wine on ice.
What would you
Ooh.
be reading a book?
Yeah, I'd have to have something juicy.
Me too.
I'm back on the Ripley train. I'm
Oh.
reading the third one.
Oh,
It's not as good as the others.
Really?
Unfortunately.
So what's this? So far, 3 is dead last. Was 2 comparable with 1, or is 1 still the best?
2 was like goofy. Like, I think the first one's the best. The second one, you're kind of like, Ripley, what the hell? Like,
Mhm.
you're insane.
Yeah. How the hell are you going to get away with this one, Ripley? Murdering that
And
person?
then the third one, I'm like, all right.
Mm.
So I'm like, I kind of want to complete this series because I've made it this far, but I'm like, the third one's been a slog, I have to say.
Wow.
Ripley's game.
Oh, it sucks. So it's like that drawing of a horse that we alluded to
Yes.
2 weeks ago. The butt is well drawn, and then the horse's rest of its face and stuff is worse. Oh, they have horrible. They have horrible sleep scores, a 60.
Oh
and
my God.
Rachel
I was
goes-
stressed out
Rachel
hearing
goes,
that.
I slept for 3 hours. I was like, oh my God, I'd be dying. You couldn't
Yeah.
talk to me for 1 minute on a 3-hour day. I can't sleep.
Yeah.
And then Amanda goes, God. She goes, I am rich as hell. She goes, Jesus, the thought of me being rich is very pleasant in my mind with how wealthy I am. She goes, I manifested Eddie. He was an Abercrombie model straight out of the pages of Abercrombie. He's one of those guys that stood outside of the mall with his shirt off. She goes, the only thing I didn't manifest with him, one thing wrong, no money. I make as much in a month as he makes in a year, but don't tell
Yeah.
anybody.
Right. Yeah, they're like, cool story, like fuck off.
Yeah, they didn't
And
like
then they're on the drive to go shopping and she's doing a full business call.
A lot
So
of them.
annoying. Everyone's like so over it. Which I'm like, I think Erica says that she was stunting. She's
Yeah.
like, we all have business to do. Do it in your room. It's annoying for us to have to overhear all of this shit. It made it seem like at every turn at the kitchen counter, she was doing work and on a call. And then in the car, she's doing it. And it's like, you could have arranged to do this at another time.
Yeah.
Like, you own the business. You can do it whenever you want.
Yeah, and and I don't know if Amanda is like ready for the villain edit, like she wants it, but it had the exact opposite effect of what she wanted. Trying to appear like she's powerful and trying to impress Erica or whatever, because they gave her this shitty edit where it looked lame as hell, and Erica's rolling her eyes, like
Yeah.
actually rolling in the scene. So didn't make Amanda look good. There's a lot of, like we already said, almost every moment where Amanda gets the spotlight, it's not great.
Yeah.
And then they do round 2 of shopping, but everybody does it this time.
Yes, I loved this. Kyle was like, I've loved Southwestern style my whole life. And they show pictures of her in a cowboy hat and turquoise. Big Kath loved it too. She's obsessed with this style. I love they're showing the totals on everyone's spending thousands at every turn. They're trying on jewelry. And they ask Amanda in her confessional, what do you think about the Sedona shopping scene? And she's like, there's a Sedona shopping scene, like sort of being like, this is trash. And I'm like, okay, everything you wear is garbage compared to these other chicks who have actual style and money. So why don't you, like, a real person with style can shop anywhere. And she just wears logos, which is fucking lame. And I'm like, you just think Rachel Zoe finding stuff in these shops is invalid? I
And-
got so mad.
Me too. I was pissed. And you didn't like Kyle's wonderful turquoise necklace that everybody loved and was being silly about. I think I agree with you completely. Shopping is a state of mind, and you can have fun no matter what. And I liked every store we saw. So they
Yeah.
made Amanda, even in her confessional, she's looking bad. The
Yeah.
people of Sedona are going to be pissed.
Oh, she's banished. Yeah, Kyle is trying on a very Luann,
Yeah.
turquoise necklace, bracelet, ring, and Sutton and Erica are clanking their credit cards together going, buy it, buy it, buy it. And I was like, why am I so happy right now? I just love watching people shop. And I fell off a cliff immediately after because Amanda goes with Rachel Zoe to get a coffee and she asks, it was like she had to have been, it was like,
Yeah.
but she like wasn't joking, but like it was so ridiculous that I was like, what is this? She goes, is your matcha ceremonial grade?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like Rachel's like, what the hell does that mean? Like, is it blessed before it enters your cup? And I've never heard that before. And then she does a shocking order, which that's why I'm almost on your side, where it's like, are you trying to appear unpleasant? She goes, I need if it is ceremonial, I want half almond and half oat. I'm like, is that the coffee, or that's the coffee order that we'd be making fun of when Starbucks first started existing? You'd be
Right.
making fun of that kind of drink order. Like, I've never heard that before in my life. Half almond,
Yeah.
half oat.
And they go, we only have almond or whole. And she goes, all right, well, then I need to start over.
She goes,
And
yeah,
Rachel
scrap
Zoe
that.
is like, live a little, get almond, live on the edge. And everyone's just, every single thing she says, everyone's like, dear God.
Yeah, and I do want to say no offense to people who order half almond, half oat, but I've just never heard that before. It didn't make any sense to me personally. And then this is on the way to the Mezzi Grill, right?
The restaurant, I got a little like frizzed out in my brain because when I saw that they went to the airport, I was like, oh, right, because they're going somewhere else. And I was like, no, that's Potomac, where they're taking a jet to a second location on the trip. They had no reason to be at the airport at all.
No, they just this was convenient for production or something. Someone was flying in and they wanted to account for them. I don't know, but yeah, this is when Erica makes fun of, she goes, these lights are beaming down on me like a alien about to abduct me. It's so bright. And she goes, why the hell do we have to eat at the airport? She goes, if this is Sutton Brown sucks. I want to go back to Sutton Strack, who was more glamorous.
Yeah, when there's the conversation becomes unpleasant. She's like, we're already eating at the airport. How much worse does this need to get? Which I just thought, I love that everyone's just like, this sucks.
Yeah, they hate it.
And Amanda, decides this is her moment. She goes, Sutton, I feel like you were really mad at me this morning. And she goes, you'll know when I'm mad at you. And she's like, I don't know, you said, hey, Missy, like that feels like a strong statement. And she's like, it's really not. Like, again, you'll see when I'm actually pissed. And she goes, so it wasn't the thing about your assistant?
Yeah.
And Rachel is like, Avi shouldn't have said that. Who knows what else he's saying if he said that. And Sutton goes, I'm not talking about this anymore. Are we clear? You could talk about it yourselves, but I don't want to hear it, and I want nothing to do with this conversation. And then she gets upset then. She's like, it doesn't sound like him. I don't know why he would say stuff like that. We had a relationship. It was a professional relationship, but he's one of the many people I've lost in my life. And then Erica is like, she's trying to say like, fuck Amanda.
Yeah.
Without saying it, she goes, we're all cool with you right now. We've all been having a good time. We're in a way better place across the board. So like, don't let this snarky bullshit gossip bring you down, because none of us care about anything that she has to say, is basically what she's saying.
Yeah, but then hurt people, and for some reason Sutton lashes out. It's a very interesting characteristic, I think almost unique to Sutton, where if she's bothered by someone else, if anyone tries to help her,
Right.
She lashes out at them, which is, not something that I'm familiar with. It makes Sutton look bad. It's instantly like, God damn, sorry I helped. Kyle goes, are you okay? And she really means it. And Sutton's like, do I look okay? So that's your answer, being rude to Kyle. And then Tilly doesn't say shit. She just goes, I like my this guacamole, tableside guacamole. She goes, please stop, Jennifer. Stop it now. This kind of shit stops now. And
I don't
Tilly's
want to
like,
hear it.
she goes, Tilly's like, okay, I wasn't even talking about that. I was talking about tableside guacamole, but geez, okay, god damn. And then Kyle goes, I need to go to the toilet. And Tilly goes, I need to go to the toilet immediately right now as well. And then that's when they shove off and go to have a little private conversation about Sutton lashing out.
Right. And right when they get up, Amanda, so wisely reading the room, goes, Sutton, do you cry often?
Yeah, it's
And she
great.
goes, Amanda.
Yeah.
I'm like, great question to ask the person that's having like a full mental breakdown at anyone who says a single word to them.
Yeah, I thought it was so lame. I mean, I don't know how I have to think about how Amanda is possibly good for the show, but also how lame I find some of her choices. But I found it so lame that she had to rehash Avi because she didn't get the response that she wanted the first time. So she was like, let me try that again. Will you get pissed or cry this time so I have a scene? Like, I thought that was like just bad strategic but what
Yeah.
you can bring to the table.
Bad strategery.
Bad strategery for sure. But then talk about, well, I don't know if this is bad strategery, but Tilly is talking to Kyle, and Kyle's like, yeah, I don't know what to do. I was just being normal. And Tilly's like, you can only get snapped at so many times before you start to resent it and get your feelings hurt. And then they show the montage. And there's even one that we didn't see of Sutton snapping at Tilly, where Tilly goes, oh, first one on the plane. I thought you'd be last.
Right.
And Sutton goes, stop it. Even on a trip, you have to treat me like this. And so this is a pattern with Sutton.
Yeah. And she says that Sutton always gets a pass because she's fragile. Like, people that know her are like, just let it be. She'll get upset. Don't worry about it. And she goes, I think that's why Garcelle left, because it's always about Sutton and never about anybody else. And Kyle's like, holy shit. Like,
So you just dropped a bomb
that's,
on us.
you just got your diamond.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought Kyle was properly, I guess, assessing that statement. But I really didn't think it was that shocking for me for Tilly to say something like that. I really feel like Tilly doesn't have nefarious intent or malicious intent when she says stuff. I feel like she's just being honest. Like, that was just a true thing, but she said it to the person who is going to make a huge deal about it, Kyle, next week. But I didn't fault Tilly for making such a statement like that.
No, I don't fault her, but I feel like Sutton finally pissed her off enough to be like, well, then I'll say it.
Yeah.
And now we've said it. And so, yeah, they're talking some shit, and then they go back, and Dorit says something really nice to Sutton. She's like, I just want you to know I'm on your side. Like, we're all on your side. And everyone's like, this is fine. Like, let's move on. We're all going to be nice to you. And Sutton says she finally, for the first time, feels like a part of the group, whereas before she always felt like an outcast. And they're all laughing about comparing this trip to Spain, and they throw in a Merce's in the purse clip.
Yeah, and Erica, who I think hated this trip the most, goes, let's get the hell back to L.A. Erica's fed up at this point. She goes, I am done with these nachos, by the way.
Yes.
So they
airport nachos.
Yeah, so I'm not 100% sure who enjoyed the Sedona trip, but I think they all consider it a flop. And then next week we have Kyle telling Sutton in a spa or some sort of steam room what Tilly said about the Garcelle statement, and you've got Sutton reacting and what the hell will happen between Tilly and Sutton. That's going to be the first major blip they might have.
Yeah. And it sounds like a lot of this next episode will revolve around Rachel hosting a dinner, which apparently Amanda leaves early. She's going through something. And then Dorit tries to comfort her, and she goes, don't touch me right now, please.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, I think, a fail for her, a burning failure. I have to imagine she'll be a one-season wonder if just everyone hates her guts her inaugural season, but I guess too early to tell.
Yeah, I think too early to tell, but I was also questioning that. I was like, she's, Megan was saying, she's like, well, Amanda's getting first chair. I mean, she's providing all of the sort of animus of the group against her. She's creating conflict. Like, she's very relevant and present, even more so than Rachel in this episode. So I don't know. It's kind of, what does that mean? Does it mean that everyone will hate her and she gets voted off, or will she be so vibrant that people are like, we need more Amanda? She's a great villain for the show.
Yeah. I wonder what her Q score is.
Oh, I can't even imagine. Well, great. Well, wonderful. I still feel the same way I did about this Beverly Hills episode, but I'm glad you enjoyed it. I think you liked the shopping a lot more than
I just
me.
want B-roll of everyone shopping for an hour.
Yeah, but it was fun. It's just it was, a little bit of Kyle and Dorit again, round two. I didn't think the Avi stuff was that interesting, and especially how Amanda handled it. And there was elements of it being a flop trip that were fun to watch. But overall, this wasn't my favorite episode of Beverly Hills. So that's I try to think about what we do. I'm trying to think about what we do on Turtle Time, and it's usually news and then recapping two shows. And I think that we've done all of those things, right?
It's true. So we did our promise. Thank you for joining us. We say it every single time. Join us on Patreon if you want even more. I think our next episode is going to be Jackson Brittany's wedding, so you're going to want to hear that.
It really is. Oh my God, what a sell. Holy shit. On Monday, we are going to have an episode out of recapping Jax and Brittany's wedding at the Kentucky Castle called For Sales. That's a huge selling point. So join us on this ride, this season 8 journey. That's really fun. And I want to say that we got a lot of wonderful comments and thumbs up and reviews, I think, this week when we asked for it. And I'll just keep asking for it. every minute of my life. If you want to know how you can support Turtle Time, just like us and subscribe and tell your friends and comment in a review. That's so fun. I read every single comment. It's so fun, especially our Villa Rosa VIPs. Obviously, that's the most valued comments in the world.
The inside circle.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
yeah, we'll
All
be
right.
back next week. Love ya.
Love you. Bye.